East Alabama, it's time to get up. It's the East Alabama Mental Health Live broadcast, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to East Alabama Mental Health Broadcast. I'm Bailey McConnell, your host. Today we have the case managers and therapists of Russell County East Alabama Mental Health Center joining us today. How are you guys doing today?
Great. Doing wonderful. How are you?
Doing well. We're going to get right into it and let you guys introduce yourselves and talk about your positions here at EAMHC. So we'll start down the line over here.
Hello, I am Kamitrish Cannon. I am one of the case managers at Russell County Clinic. I do a little bit of outpatient services, and I also serve as the CHINS Juvenile Probational Officer. CHINS is Children in Need of Supervision. Those are kids who are in violation of runaway, ungovernable, or truancy issues. And so basically what my job entails is linking families to resources, serving as an advocate for them in the home and school setting, and just being a source of emotional support in whatever way possible.
All right. Hi, I'm Stephanie Potts. I am a children's therapist for the Russell County Clinic. I do individual therapy with my kids and a little bit of family therapy when they come into the clinic. And I also go out and service the children in the Phoenix City elementary schools.
And I am Susan Ray. I am also a child therapist. I service the students in the schools of Russell County Elementary Schools. I do the same as Stephanie. I service the children in the clinic as well as in the school setting, just to kind of help them to get to those answers to those hard questions that they may not have.
And I am Tasha Harrison, also a school-based mental health therapist. I service the Russell County High Schools and the middle schools in Phoenix City. And I also do the in-clinic services also. So we have split days of doing in-clinic and school-based services.
Very well. So let's talk about what you guys do on a day-to-day basis and how you guys work together. Because you guys all work in the same office, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Correct.
And you guys are kind of in the same cluster, right?
Yeah.
How do your day-to-days interact with each other? How do you guys work together as a team, and what does it look like?
Well, it looks fun. I can tell you that. We are this is a great team, and I've said that, and I'll continue to say that countless times because of the communication that we have. And I think that's one of the things that's so effective, especially given this situation with COVID-19 and not being able to get to our families and service them. I think that's one of the great things is that we're able to stay in contact with each other about anything that we find when we're contacting the families, of course, via the phone, and we have had to do home visits if necessary, but we stay in constant communication of that, so we stay in the loop and we stay in the know to see how we can best, service and help them during this time.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I also think that we tend to lean on each other's strengths a lot because we're not going to sit here and tell y'all that we know everything about every situation that comes up. And so it's good to have people around you that have specialties in other areas. So in an area where I'm not that strong, I can lean on my coworkers to help me figure out how to best service these kids so that they're getting everything that we can give to them to help them have a better outlook on life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, how long have you guys worked together, and how long have you each been in mental health?
Well, I think us three, came in together around November, December. Cece's been here the longest out of
I've been here just about 2.5 years now, and so I am, I guess, the veteran in the unit. But like I said, I love being a part of this team. It's a dedicated team. It's a team who really cares. It's a team who's very knowledgeable. And as Stephanie said, we all have our individual strengths, and it just plays so well when we're trying to devise plans or what have you to best service the family. So it's wonderful.
And it's a whole lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We have a lot of laughs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You guys seem very close. You seem like you work really well as a team together. And so what made you guys each individually go into the mental health field? So let's start over here with Tasha, because we haven't heard much from you, Miss Tasha.
Well, what made me go? I've always had a passion for psychology. I started out a nursing major, had 2 semesters to go, and it's like, no, my heart is psychology. So did undergrad with psychology, got my graduate in psychology, and I love it. So been in mental health for a total of about 12 years. Started out with kids, switched over to adults, and now I'm back with my passion, which is kids in the school system. So
And you work with high school kids, correct?
high school and middle school.
Great. And what about you, Miss Susan?
Well, I'm a little bit like Tasha. I started off with my undergrad in nursing. I thought I cared on that capacity, and I realized after working in the urgent care that I did not. But I've always had a passion for, as I like to say, to help people get their lives together. I love the whole. I love people. I love the study of people, and I definitely love to ask those questions in a way that I'm the one that says the things that everyone is thinking, but nobody really wants to say it. And I'm the one that always asks those hard questions. So this has kind of been something that's always been drawing me towards it. I work with children with autism, doing behavior therapy for about 6 years. But of course, the family side, the human services side of therapy is really my baby. And that's what I've always loved to do.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And what about you, Miss Stephanie?
All right. Well, I guess I'll be like the newest. I am actually fresh out of grad school. Let's see. I have a family full of people that work in mental health. Initially, my first major was psych, and that lasted from August to October. And I switched to sociology. And that kind of helped me see the world in a bigger capacity and drew me into social work. And being able to see, so when you look at people, you can't just go off of what's there. There's more to them. There's levels and systems around them that create people to be where they are and all the environments that they come from. And so in order to understand a person, you have to look at all the things that make them who they are. So
We talk about that a lot on this show, the systems around people and their environments and how that contributes to mental health. So I'm glad that you went into that. And what about you, Miss Cece?
Well, I actually was going into education originally. I wanted to teach elementary education, and then I thought to myself, really, do I want to do this? Do I want to be confined to a classroom all day with all these kids screaming and hollering? It's like, no, I want a real lunch break. So I decided to take on the path of social work, and I cannot be more happy of my decision. Nothing against teachers. I give much credit and respect to them, but I love to be able to work with people from a holistic perspective. And I love working with children. That's my background. And allowing myself to be part of the social work realm allows me to be able to work with families on multiple levels. And I think that's what I enjoy the most about it.
Well, that's great, guys. But it's that time in our segment where we're going to talk about underage drinking, because that's what we're studying right now. That's what we're focusing on. And our fact of the segment is over 80% of young people ages 10 to 18 say their parents are the leading influence on their decision whether to drink or not. Okay, so how do you guys see that in your work field when you're dealing with parents and young people?
I think I see it the most with some of my kiddos is it's kind of an even split. You have some that are encouraged to drink because of their parents, because of a lifestyle that they have been, born into. That's all that they know. But then you also have on the whole other side that are motivated to stay far away from it because of the same thing. It's really all about a perception and one's concept of how they want their life to be. Some kids are able to be resilient and say, I want better for my life. Life has to be more than this. And you have some children that will say, I don't know anything else, and this is the way my mom and my dad did it. I think it's supposed to be done. And it really is based on the person. And like Stephanie said, it's all about that system around them. And you never really know what you're going to get until you get into the weeds of it. And you can have siblings in the same house with the same parents, the same situation, but it's all about their own outlook. Everybody is different. You may have one brother and a sister that has the same parents, grew up in the same house, but choose different paths. It's all about the person, and you just never know. So I think it's an even kill.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think for a particular situation that I know of, I think the family dynamics play a huge factor in that. And what I've observed in working with them is that a lot of the behaviors are enabled because of what they see on a daily basis, like Susan said, is what they're around. And it's hard to sometimes get parents to understand that you got to change those things. Environments play a huge factor on behavior and influences, and that's one of the major things that I see with this particular situation is that that sometimes they're not ready to own up to that or take ownership of their lack thereof because they're the parent. And they're not wanting to really just be responsible and to do something different. And it's hard to challenge them sometimes when like she said, it's a norm. It's just a norm.
Yeah.
And it's hard to fight against that sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think we also have to remember, or I guess consider that a lot of times it's out of curiosity.
Yeah.
So they may see the parents drinking or friends'
Absolutely.
parents drinking, and the parents may very well say, well, don't drink, don't do drugs. So out of curiosity, it's like, but you do
But
it.
yet
So
you
let me
doing
see
it.
What is
Absolutely.
it that you
It's
like
what they
about it
around.
so much? And they start drinking also.
Yeah.
Well, does anybody have anything else to add to that? If not,
I mean, I think I can also add that I feel oftentimes children have this invincible way about them, that they are invincible. I'm not going to end up like that. That, you know, I see what the end result can be, but that's not who I'm going to be because I'm stronger than my dad or I'm stronger than my mom, and I can actually, you know, kind of overcome this thing. It's not going to be that way for me.
yeah.
And I think, you know, some kids, a lot of times I've heard kids do it because they want to prove that they aren't like their parents and they can be better.
Yeah. Well, anybody, you have anything to piggyback off of that? If not, it's that time in our segment. But we're going to learn a little bit more about you guys with our game. Who said that? Who said that? All right. You guys ready?
Get ready.
Okay. So what I have in my hand here, you guys answer some questions for me before our segment. And I'm going to read the questions out loud and read the answers, and you guys are going to guess who said what, all right? Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay, question number 1. What is your favorite part about your position? All right. So, mystery number 1, we have my favorite part of my position is getting to connect with my kids through creative outlets. Any guesses?
Stephanie said
Stephanie.
that.
And you guys are
Stephanie
right.
said that.
That is Stephanie.
She uses words like outlets.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have engaging with the children and families, working with an amazing team.
CC.
That is that's a role. Okay, being able to see the growth progress with the kids that seem impossible to reach, and just being in the school with the kids.
Tasha said that.
Tasha, yes.
This is a process of elimination.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think we know who this is, but being a part of other people's growth, and that was Miss Susan. All right, question number 2. What has been the greatest challenge to overcome in your career? Okay, we have being underestimated. Who do y'all think that is?
CC.
CC?
Oh.
That is actually Susan. We
One
have
of the two.
lack of resources available to families, helping ease the frustration of families due to the high turnover, changing work.
That's CC.
That's CC. That is CC. And we have the greatest challenge to overcome is realizing that I can't help everyone and accepting that some people aren't ready to receive help, and trusting myself and believing I can make a difference.
Well, that's Tasha.
No, that's
It's actually
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
That's Stephanie.
Oh.
That's Stephanie. The lab part sold me.
Yeah. Adjusting to different environments, from kids in youth facilities to prison settings with adults, both being no contact environments to kids in school who want to hug, give high fives, etc.
That is Tasha.
I see I was trying to read the handwriting.
That's why I told you.
Yeah, I knew you're choosing Susan. All right, last question. All right, this one's a little more about just what you guys do for fun. What is your favorite hobby in your off time? All right. So first we have Bowling, movies, and popcorn.
That's Tasha.
That is Tasha.
That is Tasha.
She loves popcorn.
Over the microwave.
Anything dealing with popcorn is gonna be Tasha.
Hanging with my family.
That's Susan.
Yes, I
That
live.
is Susan.
I breathe them.
Shop, paint, spend time with family.
That's
Stephanie.
That's Stephanie.
The shop.
No, that is Cece.
Really?
Stephanie loves the shop also.
She like interior.
And last but not least, we have take naps in my hammock, decorate,
There's
create,
Stephanie. That
watch
is
TikTok
Stephanie.
or Grey's Anatomy.
With the hammock. That's Stephanie.
All right, good job, guys.
Yeah.
Seems like you guys know each other pretty well. All right, so I want to thank you guys so much for coming on, and thank you guys for giving all this information to our audience. If anyone that was listening in heard what you guys do and feel like they need your services, how could they get in contact with you guys, and how can they get involved in your program?
Well, you can call the office in Russell County. The office it's located on Martin Luther King Parkway. The phone number is 334-298.
2405.
There you go.
And we'll flash that up so people can see it.
Yes.
And we have our question of the segment, and this is for the audience, okay? And we're asking, do you think that talking to youth about alcohol and other drugs will promote their usage? Okay, and we want to get some dialogue on that. So that's for the audience. And you guys are just doing such a great job. I want to thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll catch you guys next time.